Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Talking Dog Live. Um, I am here today to share some really cool stuff. We have Samantha Abraham with us today, and we have Kathleen Langsdale joining us also. We have a really cool show. Anahata, unfortunately, is at the dock today. She had her knee surgery, as many of you know, and she had a lot of pain due to a shingles situation she has, which is just excruciating. And so she's getting a little bit of help today. Hopefully she'll get some relief. So we're going to go ahead and do our show. And Samantha's here to help with her questions. And she just is such a great, I don't know if anyone saw the show last week, but Samantha was here and she just had the best questions and brought the best information out of Anahata that she never even thought of sharing with people. So we learned how this whole nature that Anahata has as an intuitive was able to connect through her dogs. Her dogs at that time in her life became a vehicle for her to be able um, to look through, to help her navigate the choices she makes. And she says it best, so you should just go back to that video and watch it. I don't want to misrepresent her experience. But we have puppies here today also, so I'm gonna start with our little Dasha Riggs because she's just such an absolute joy. Let me bring her up for you. Hi, Dasha. This is Dasha Riggs, and she's our ambassador this week. We like to have an ambassador who is like the representative of all the pups, and they join us for the show and get to hang out and be part of it. And you could see their demeanor during the show. It's not every live show that you would have puppies hanging out with you. And actually, we have most of the puppies that we have available are here in this room, and you can't even hear a noise. And that's just a testament to the demeanor of Royal Frenchels. Starting as puppies, we really focus on treating them as individuals, and they get very quality attention daily. People look in their eyes. We have a method that we call our, it's like our secret sauce. And ultimately, it really is just witnessing them for who they are as unique beings in the world, with their own personalities, and and that's how they end up becoming such wonderful little companions. I love these little ear kisses. So let me just introduce you to Dasha properly. Hi, Dasha. You want to say hi to the people? Want to say hi to the people? Hmm? Want to say hi to the people? Hmm. Well, all right. Well, let's go ahead and jump in because Samantha's here, and I'd love for her to jump on with me. Now, Samantha is a healer and a minister, and she has a deep, beautiful perspective on the dog. She also has two of her own in her family that she's been enjoying, and she's a good friend of ours and is enjoying these conversations. So we had such a great time last week with her that we thought we'd bring her back on and let's continue the conversation. All right, so I'm gonna bring Samantha on now. Let's see. So we go over here, we turn her on, and there she is. I know. Give me 1 second, Samantha. If you want to just share and introduce yourself, I'm going to see if we can get us going live on Instagram because for some reason I have difficulty with this.
Sure,
But
sure.
I
Can you
guess,
hear me okay?
yep, I can hear you just
Okay.
fine.
Well, it's good to see you, Arturo, and it's good to know that Anahata is in good hands. It's wonderful to
Yeah, it's
see
not
sweet
that
little
bad.
Dasha. She is just a doll. And I
Yeah.
just love seeing right away just they just exude love. They can't help themselves but just to be little bundles of joy and little bundles of love. So I was
Yeah.
waiting to get on and just enjoying. They're infectious in that way. You don't even have, I mean, I have my two, one on my right, one on my left, but I could feel the way that she was loving you as well, and they're just the best. Um
Yeah. Well,
so
I thought it was it's a unique a unique opportunity for us to share. And, I'm Anahata's what they call her right paw. She's the creator of this breed. She's been breeding for over 50 years, and she has a unique breeding method. And people adore these dogs. We get people from all over the world really interested in them. So have at it. I work with her on everything, so I can help answer any of your questions.
Yeah, so last week I asked Anahata some questions to get to know more about her and her path as the breeder and the creator of Royal Frenchels. And one thing I took away from last week was that it seems that there's really a team effort at Royal Frenchels where everyone, both people and dogs, are valued for the important part they play in keeping everything in order and running smoothly, and really to serve the purpose of the dogs having a joyful, happy life and finding homes for them where they'll continue to live, just being the kind, happy dogs they are. And I really got the sense that the team effort at Royal Frenchels is based on the love and equality. We discussed that last week, that's shared between all of the dogs and all of the people there too. So today, Arturo, I wanted to know a little bit more about your journey, if that's okay.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
Um,
Um,
well,
so I was wondering, first of all, how long you've been working at Royal Frenchels. How long have you been there?
I've been here since the beginning, so it's been about 15 years.
Okay. Okay, and I don't even think I
Yeah.
knew that the breed, because I know that Anahata's been breeding a lot longer than that, but I didn't know that Royal Frenchels has been around for 15 years.
Yeah,
Um,
she actually, when I met her, she was breeding boxers, actually.
okay.
And she had a French bulldog named Diva, and Diva was the first like part of Royal Frenchel. She was inspired, and she tells the story, and it's on the website. Her daughter had cancer, and she was inspired to create this breed. Basically, she wrote down this formula on a little piece of paper and made it happen because her daughter needed a dog that can go with her and serve her in the hospitals. And the French bulldog that they had was not capable of going into the hospitals as adept as they needed to be able to jump up on beds, come down. It was dangerous. The floors are slippery. They can get hurt basically. So
Mm-hmm.
she wanted, her daughter was wanting a really, that same quality of affection and companionship. So Anahata was driven to do this. I mean, she had so many years of experience, so it came out of that as well. And so she created the first litter with Diva, who was the main French bulldog, and then Cavalier King Charles that she had
She had a
acquired
she
from some of the best breeders.
had her own
Yeah, so the
Cavalier.
first line was that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if she went and sought one, but she had, but his name was Aubrey, and he was the first.
Okay.
So it was Aubrey and Diva were the first ones, and uh, it's not just that now. The breed has evolved and is now Royal Frenchel, so we don't just mix two dogs together. There's a few breeds, um, and it's bred predominantly Royal Frenchels with Royal Frenchels. So it's not just as simple as that. But yeah, so I was there when she did that, and I wasn't part of the kennel. She was doing it herself, but I was learning from her. She does leadership development, and she has her own method that helps people, basically be self-referred and to pursue their dreams and follow their projects. And she's a big believer in a big, Anahata is strong about your creative projects. She thinks, and I agree, that a human being who has a creative project, who's engaged in passion in their life and an honorable energy has, because you come into life with
Wow,
what
I
you
love
come into
that.
with, and that activity is what generates that. You end up generating all the experiences you need to face to heal anything that has come up in your life, basically, because that is really, we're creative people. Humans are meant to create, and when you're creating and you have your full passion involved, that's what you get.
Well, I
This is a good
know
intro to these dogs too, by the way. So I'm excited to see how this all
absolutely. I
connects.
mean,
Yeah.
I come in here thinking we're gonna have one discussion, and it just goes in a beautifully even more expanded way. So I appreciate you sharing that. And you mentioned a formula, and I know you're a science guy, but I'm thinking about, you know, breeding and kind of the math of it. So, and not that I want you to give away any secret sauce, but
Uh-huh.
what do you mean by when you mentioned the formula that she came up with? What do you mean by that?
So she was inspired. She had a, she just saw the potential of this breed
Mm.
and then wrote down some of the breeds that she thought would create this ultimately, and then just followed her plan, basically. Yeah. So, but the two predominant ones was the French Bulldog and the Cavalier King Charles.
And
But right.
was it in terms of the size? Did she know that when she had the first litter that there were going to be smaller versions of that dog, or is that something that came later?
Well, I think that kind of question would probably be best for her, but I
Okay.
I know that it was more of an inspiration for a dog that could serve. Like that's, and
So
then
it was
all the
more the
different great
formula for the personality, it sounds like.
personality and the companionship and health. Like she understood from the years of experience she had that it would be a healthier, that the two together would be healthier, and that the other compliments that she added would add to that health and personality. And that's, I believe that was the strategy she had. Yeah.
So
And it's
it
proven. I
almost
mean, it's true that crossbreeds are healthier overall. A lot of vets say, even we have our vet on our website sharing about that, the results of crossbreeding. You can weed out some of the weaker traits and end up with a healthier dog that's longer lived, which is what the result was with Royal Frenchel.
so it sounded like part of that formula was also elevating both of those breeds into healthier dogs.
That's right. That's right. That's how it started. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I'm gonna
Um,
grab another pup so you guys can meet
sure, sure,
another
go
pup. But
ahead.
Dasha has been a great ambassador. Let's
She
have Ducky
has.
Valentine.
Sweet
I'm gonna
Dasha.
bring up Ducky Valentine. Now, Ducky Valentine, I mean, this Ducky Valentine.
Now
Okay.
he's a silky, right? Is he
Actually,
silky?
she's a she, and I was gonna say, yeah,
Sweet.
this is a silky.
Sorry. Sorry,
She's
sweet girl.
it's a funny name for a girl, but it is part of the naming that we do here. We do Anahata does a very soulful process. She looks into their eyes and comes up with a name, and her name's Ducky. She's just a little
Miss
ducky girl.
Ducky.
You're a sweetheart. Yes, you are.
Oh,
Anyways,
she's
I don't want
so
to interrupt the
sweet.
conversation, but I just want to have her get a chance to be up here also. A little sweet. She's so soft.
I love it. I love it. So you've been working with Royal Frenchels from the start, and I wanted to know a little bit more about your background. You know, what you did before working at Royal Frenchels, and how you initially found your way to working at Royal Frenchels 15 years ago.
All right. Well, let's go there. All right. So I'm originally from New Jersey. My father is an immigrant from Ecuador, and my mom's an immigrant from Italy. And in New Jersey, everyone says, "Hey, where are you from?" That's where I'm from. I'm Italian Ecuadorian, first generation, and my dad made chemical hair dyes for big companies like Clairol and L'Oreal. So I followed like a good Italian kid. I went straight for the family business. I studied chemical engineering and environmental science, got a master's degree. I was passionate about trying to help my dad's chemical plant comply with all the regulations that were put on the plant at that time, and I did. I went in there. I got my degree. I got everything done, and I was working in Newark at a chemical plant, and I just had dreams of bigger things in my life that I wanted. And I'll never forget, it was this one moment, this bird got stuck in the plant. There was a bird flew into the chemical plant, right? And we got these chemical reactors pumping and acids and things and, scrubbers and, all this complicated chemical engineering equipment. And this precious little bird came in and I was like, stop, we got to save the bird, because I was just really into the earth and animals and the beauty of the natural world and working in a chemical plant, right? So I was like in this amazing little contrasting situation. So
Yeah.
we ended up saving the bird, and I was just so inspired by that. I was like, you know what, this is where my passion is. I want to do something different than run a chemical plant. So I left and I started my own journey of self-discovery and started teaching kids in California, doing naturalist trips and stuff like that.
Wow.
I learned about the earth and then taught about the earth. And then, I reached a point where I was just like, you know what? You have to, like Gandhi said, you have to be the change you want in the world.
Mm.
And I got that. I was like, I developing myself as a leader, learning to be self-referred, learning to be creative, and putting my best out in the world without fear is probably the best thing I could do for the future and for my kids. So that's what I sought after, and I had no resources at that time, and then
Mm.
I ended up connecting to Anahata, and that's what she was teaching and doing, and so I joined her, and I was like, all right, I'm in, let's go. And she was the coolest lady I ever met, and I wanted to learn everything she had to offer. So I did. So there I
So
was
what do you
learning
what
from
do you
her.
mean that's what when you say that's what she was teaching and doing?
She had some workshops she was doing, and I knew somebody who was in one of those workshops, and I joined. And I had never been in something like that, and it changed my life. I learned tons of life skills and different techniques to take responsibility for what was happening in my life and to make different choices that were helpful to me. And yeah, so I mean that's another aspect of Anahata. She's a mentor and a coach for people, which is
The workshop was
she's
about self-discovery and
yeah,
personal growth, it
yeah,
sounds like?
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's one way to describe it. Yeah, yeah,
I'm sure knowing Anahata, I'm sure it goes much deeper than that.
yeah,
I'm sure that's just scratching the surface.
yeah. So I met her and I started working with her because, and that is part of the spirit of Royal Frenchel, is that we're a group of people working together, um, uh, but in a context that is about excellence and about bringing the best out in each other and about people doing, their dreams and having some creative project associated with it. So it really brings the best juice to these dogs, is the truth, because when you have people that are not just there to clock in and clock out, but have it as part of their life and their life's purpose in some way connected, it brings a special energy to the work, because that's just how it works. It's just a beautiful thing.
Wow, I love
Yeah, so
that.
she actually just invited me one day. She's like, "Hey, Arturo, do you ever think of do you know how to take pictures?" And it was like back in, I don't know, it was over 15 years ago, so we didn't have iPhones and stuff. So she asked me to take pictures of a litter for her, and it ended up becoming this learning for me of how to connect to the soul of the dog. Because I
Mm.
was like, at first, I'm like, I'm this guy from New Jersey. I worked in a chemical plant. I was a little rough around the edges. I'm like, yeah, snap. Here's your pictures. You got the side, you got the other side, you got the
Yeah.
face. And she's like, no, 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 no.
Not
You
not
need
a
to
not a
capture.
mug shot here we're
Yeah,
looking
it's
for.
like, exactly. You need to get the soul of the dog, Arturo. And then she would teach me over and over, and I'd do round after round of. I mean, when you look at, like, when you think of, like, the Karate Kid, Miyagi, like, she was like my Miyagi. She would, like,
Yeah.
teach me about my life and what I was doing and how I was giving my attention through my photography of the dogs, because it showed everything. It showed exactly what I prioritized. It showed exactly the energy I was in, how the dogs looked when I was taking their pictures. I mean, it was a very powerful way for me to learn about myself, in the photography I was doing. And I learned, and it took years, is the truth, to be able to get the pictures the way they are now, and to really capture that essence and soul of these animals and to create the environment for them for the photography session. And, and then they show really well. We end up with beautiful pictures.
beautiful pictures, but I think it's important for
So,
even me as uh it feels more like a family. Like I hate to call myself a customer of Royal Frenchels because it's so much more to me than that. Um,
can you hold
but
it?
you're talking about the way that you learned how to see these dogs, and I think for anybody who is interested in this breed, um, that's all of that. Everything you're talking about today goes into this breed, and you can feel it. You can feel it when you're around these dogs. You can feel that somebody has been with them searching for their soul from the time that they
Hmm.
enter the world. So I love that part of your story.
Yeah, it's really true, and it's not just me. We Anahata is a leader of young entrepreneurs, young women. She has a young women's group, and Gigi is our lead puppy
I love
specialist,
Gigi.
and she is amazing. I mean, and
Really.
she's written her own book already for young girls on how to overcome challenges of youth that young women are faced to with image and identity and stuff like that. Which my daughter right now is in a school and already going through that, and I'm just looking forward to her getting her book done so she can help people because it's just about done, but it's been a long process for her. But she's been learning so much over the years that it keeps evolving, so just like
Wow.
life. But so she's part, she's always gaining skills and learning leadership and learning excellence, and you could see that probably if you even look on our YouTube over the last year. You can see her development and the quality of work she's doing there. She produces some amazing social media posts now that we just love. We're so grateful for her.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Um, so with your background that you just shared, how do you think, or if you think it does, how do you think it serves you in what you do now?
Oh, wow. That's I'm like the so
Because
it serves
I
me
really
everywhere.
feel
Yeah,
like
no, it
there's
really is
nothing
valuable.
that
Yeah.
is lost. I'm sorry to
No,
interrupt you,
not at all.
but
Not at
I
all.
was just, I guess I'll just preface it with, I don't think I think you can start off doing one thing and somehow it just sort of becomes this part of your story where nothing is really lost or for no reason, that
Mhm.
it serves the next chapter in a way. So I was curious as
Mhm.
to how what
Absolutely, Samantha. You're
yeah.
right on. I mean, my role here as her right paw is, that's pretty broad. So I do everything. However, I make sure the medicines are given properly. I've trained my staff how to do dosing properly. I actually used to teach chemistry, and
Wow.
I teach my staff like an aspect of chemistry so that they understand how concentrations should be diluted, how to double check, how to do the proper math. They check with me on everything before dogs get any medicine. Um, we also have to maintain a certain level of hygiene here, and that means we have to use certain cleaners. So I check those. I manage how they're used. We maintaining hygiene is a huge part of running a kennel. So that's a big deal. Like today, where our whole puppy room gets emptied, it gets completely sterilized and cleaned with uh, with products that work for not hurting dogs. And I'm part of that. I lead that. I make sure things like that happen. The food is a big deal, and after we're done, we're going to talk to Kathleen. But I educate our customers about the food and about the biochemistry aspects of what's important for your dog's health. I explain it to them. I try to educate our people as much as possible about the dangers of what's out there as far as the toxicity in chemical food. So I've been trained in all sorts of environmental science, toxicology. I know chemicals, so that's really helpful. I understand chemistry. I've taught chemistry. I've worked in the chemical industry. So all of that helps because those are the dangers to the dogs. Really, you have to understand what they're exposed to, and it has to make sense. So between Anahata's intuition and experience and my scientific background, we have everything covered. So we do really
Wow.
well. Yeah. And we have good
And I'm sure when you
conversations
were
about
working
things.
in New Jersey, you never imagined that it was gonna serve you in this
No, no,
way.
no clue. I mean, I am living my dream is the truth. I live and work with amazing people in a beautiful place on the Northwest, and I love the nature out here. It's just gorgeous. I just wish they had better food is the truth. I have to add that into here. I have to add it in here.
Well, again, it's a tough competition coming from New Jersey and the New York City area in general.
Oh yeah, and my mom's Italian, right? I mean, you can imagine.
There you go. That set you up from the
Yeah, yeah.
beginning.
Yeah, so we get it
Um,
all. I mean, everyone that works here is so different. And they all have different backgrounds. We have a guy from Switzerland who was who was a pro baker. We have a local guy here who used to be a locksmith. We have another woman who comes from Venezuela and Switzerland and speaks like 5 languages.
wow.
We have friends from the community that come help, and all our young children work with the dogs. It's their first job. They learn job skills here. They learn accountability. They learn schedule. They learn communication. They go to meetings. They're very well prepared for professional life through Royal Frenchel. Royal Frenchel is a community of people, basically of all ages, and it's what makes and honestly, it's what makes the dogs additionally so wonderful because they're just exposed to so many different ways of being and all within the same context that is
It sounds
you
like
matter.
it's the Royal Frenchels has become a real hub of the community and really serves. We didn't get to this part last week, but now it's giving me the broader picture of the community beyond Royal
Mhm.
Frenchels that is because of Royal Frenchels.
Absolutely,
Um,
it's not only a business, is growing people as well
yeah,
as one
growing dogs
that has
and
grown
people.
from Royal French. It's a huge test. It's a huge testament to Anahata Graceland is the truth because she's a strong leader and has stood for things that really that are about human dignity, human dogs' value and role as a companion, as intelligent creatures who deserve to be treated as such and ought to be raised as such. And the proof is in the pudding. It really is. When you hear the videos of people that share, just like yourself, like I said last week, you can hear there's something different about these dogs, and I believe all that goes into them. Uh-oh, you froze. That's not our internet here.
Oh, I froze.
I may have to move. Uh-oh, you're frozen. I'm gonna walk around you. Can't have another frozen situation. Mm-mm. Okay, we're gonna walk around. Here we go. I'm gonna go into another room. Hopefully it helps. There you are. Are you back? Hello, are you back?
I can see you. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna change now for this part of the
Am I still
conversation because
frozen?
no, you're not frozen anymore, and I just don't want to have any internet issues. We had some before, so I've moved location. We're in the kitchen. This is where we show our dogs sometimes too, so it's all good.
All
All
right.
right. Well,
Should I continue, or
Samantha,
were you going to go on to
do you have any other? I was thinking we can go to Kathleen, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to share anything else and say, well, first, do you have any other
Oh, of
questions?
course. I have many more questions.
Oh, well, we'll just have to get you on next week
Yeah,
then.
you just let me know and I'll keep asking away.
Okay. Well, Samantha, thank you so much. I mean, there's a reciprocity in life, and interest is probably one of the greatest gifts you can give to another person is being interested in them. And I feel so interested in. Thank you so much, and I feel honored that you were so interested in Anahata as well, and that she got to share her story. And I'm telling you, you know, you are exemplifying the magic sauce that we have here at Royal Frenchel, because we express the same interest in our puppies, and it's what brings them out. So you're helping, you know, we all
Yes. Well,
blooming.
again, it's easy to bloom when you're looking for people's souls, right? Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. And that's the medicine here. And that's the message to anyone watching. I mean, it
Yeah.
really is the secret to, it's a secret sauce to a good life, is the truth. You know, if you're looking for what's in there, and the magic inside of
Yeah.
life, that's where it is.
It's
Well,
been
thank
a
you so
joy.
much,
We'll talk
Samantha. It
again
was such a
soon.
pleasure to have you. We're going to bring on Kathleen now. All right. See ya. Let's see. On
Hi.
and off. There you go. Hey,
Hello.
Kathleen. Hi, welcome
How are
back.
you?
So this is, I'm wonderful. Let me just introduce you for a second to our viewers. Um, this is Kathleen Langsdale. She's a pet nutrition specialist, and we're gonna we both actually share passionately about some food and nutrition that we use here at Royal Frenchel. So I wanted to bring her on because, you know, the truth is, you can have, I mean, it's just like a human. You could have all the love in the world, and love goes a long way. Okay. Love is resilient, love is strong. Witnessing another being for what they are and who they are is the foundation for confidence and for being in the world in any strength. However, if you don't have health, the truth is you're limited, and then you're suffering things unnecessarily that you have to put your attention on, instead of putting your attention on the creative enterprise of your life. And it's no different than with dogs. Dogs that don't have the proper nutrition will suffer, and they'll suffer unnecessarily, and then their development of all the resources that they are can't flower. It can't go to the heights that's possible. So we wanted to bring on Kathleen in light of that, and have her share some of her insights, and we'll have a nice conversation about food. Kathleen,
Thank you.
welcome.
I'm so glad to be here. And this is my second time to be with you. And I thoroughly enjoy it because the passion is flying off the screen here. It's just, it is. Look at us beaming.
Good. Yeah.
So what would you like to talk about today?
Well, I thought, you know, we just I think dental health is like probably the highest thing on my agenda, because it is so often missed. And even you know, a lot of people don't really, you know, they don't want to brush their dog's teeth, and it's hard. And, you know, if they're not done when they're young, then they don't get into the habit of it. And there's a lot of questions about that. And there's so much attention on bringing your dog into the vet to get their teeth like enamel or the tartar removed and stuff like that. And every time you go to the vet, I'm sure people watching here that have dogs will know, they're like, oh, we need to do this with their teeth. So I know that Pottery has come up with some really cool, innovative solutions, and I'd love to hear about that from you, because that's what I'm jazzed about right now. We're ordering a bunch
And
of
I
it
wish
right away.
I have a bottle in the other room, but I wish I could show you the bottle. And
Well, I could share an image of it while you talk.
because
Once you
I
once
can
you
pop
while you're
up and
talking,
run
I
and
can go
get it,
grab
but you
one to
might
share.
not want me to do that. So,
No, go ahead and
yeah.
share about it, and
So,
I'll find an image
dental
for you.
health. I really think it's something that most pet owners don't really think about until their dog gets in their face and breathes on them or wants to lick them, and you're like,
Oh,
oh, back off, dog. Or the room has an odor. That's one indicator that you think, oh, my dog has bad breath. But dental health is overlooked. I'd like to ask anyone out there. I wish I could have a show of hands. How many people truly brush their dog's teeth? I mean, I know I never did. I'm going to be honest. And it is a very overlooked issue or overlooked health concern. So think about this way. If you never brushed your teeth, I mean, or what would it be like? That's one thing. The other thing is, very often people have this idea that if they give their dog hard food, or they give their dog a bone, or they give their dog something that's green, we won't name brands here, that that they're keeping the dental health up with their dog. That would be like, instead of brushing your teeth, you ate a bag of pretzels every 3 or 4 days and you thought that was going to keep your teeth clean. That's what the kid is doing to the dog.
Yeah.
But let's talk a bit about, what does it mean? What does dental health have to do with the overall health of the dog? There are many factors, and Arturo, you could even probably fill in a few. But did you know that poor dental health can literally kill a dog? The infection, the bacteria in the mouth, can travel throughout the body and even travel into the heart. It also can have a lot to do with diabetes. I believe even kidney disease, because think about the bacteria. If you're not getting it out, think about it collecting. It's in your mouth. It's in their mouth. Where's it going? In their body. It's, all the time. Another thing that people often don't think about is the behavior of a dog. If a dog's mouth or his teeth are hurting, or his gums are inflamed, inflammation can cause behavior issues. Or all of a sudden they quit eating. They've been eating their kibble, eating, all of a sudden they quit eating. And you don't have any idea why. And you're thinking of all these reasons. Did they change the food? Is this and that, go to the vet. Sometimes it's just that their teeth hurt. I mean, think about if your teeth hurt. It's hard to eat, right? So dental health is truly one of the most important things in the overall health and welfare and the maintenance of a dog. Well, how do you keep their mouth healthy? How do you keep the plaque and the tartar off of their gums, off of their teeth?
Kathleen, let me jump in for one, inspiring me to share something. I am learning also in human health how important the active organisms are that live in our mouth. There's a reality, like, when you start looking at health, you learn quickly that we have like a flora and fauna kind of situation in our gut. We have living little organisms. We have a biome. We have a bio organism ecology going on that keeps our body in balance. And if you think about it, your mouth is the most is the best environment for something to grow in. Right? It's warm, it's moist, it has all the features that would be a place to cultivate a culture of organisms. So it makes so much sense to me that the organisms in the mouth are essential, like having beneficial organisms and the right balance of what's growing in the mouth be healthy for the body, like in alignment with health. And I know you're going to talk about how the dental chews that you use are from the inside out. And I think that's really important because it makes so much sense to me that would be the pinnacle to overall health also. Like, just talking about it, I can feel that. I'm like, wow. Like, of course, and if anyone's ever had tooth issues, how damaging that is and how all consuming that is for your body. And it's right here. Brain's right here, right? It's right next to it. I mean, it makes sense that would be such a strong influence on things. So I just wanted to add that because I just want to set that up. So go ahead.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
So, what are the alternatives for dental health? Yes. Okay. You could brush your dog's teeth every day, every other day. You can get the toothbrush, you can get the finger brush, you can get the paste and all that. How many dogs, how many people really do that? That's number one. The other thing you can do is you can get what we call dentals, a dental at the veterinarian. And I would say, depending on the dog. Now, one thing I want to mention is oftentimes, this is what I know, smaller breed dogs, because their mouth is smaller, more compact, have dental issues more often, faster than a large breed dog, because it's just not a lot of room for everything in there. So what can you do about that? You can get a dental, what does a dental mean at the veterinarian? It doesn't mean you go in and they just clean their teeth like you and I do, and they open their mouth, of course. It requires the dog to be sedated. And unfortunately, we don't have pictures to show here of a sedated dog getting a dental. But Arturo, I think if we did, no one would ever take their dog to the vet to be their teeth cleaned again.
Yeah.
And maybe we can do that another day. But let me tell you, it is not a pretty sight. It's very frightening. Most cases, the anesthesia, it's safe. Okay, they're good. But there are many, many, many cases where there are reactions to the anesthesia. Depending on the type of dog, there's got to be very careful of how much to administer. And nobody wants to put their dog, under to get a dental. I'm not even going to go there with the cost, because that's at least $500 and up. Now, you might find, your local country vet might do it for $250, but that is rare, rare, rare. So what can we do? The Paw Tree has come out with a very innovative and extremely effective product called plaque control. What is it? It's a treat. Well, the first thing people think is, is it a bone that they chew on? No, we're not. We're not manually scraping the plaque off the teeth. It is a treat you give your dog or cat, I might add, every day. And it works vascularly. It is Scandinavian sea kelp. And we have found that Scandinavian sea kelp is very effective with oral health. And what it does is it works through the vascular system. It actually breaks down and softens the plaque that is on the teeth till the plaque literally falls off. It sloughs off, it falls off. Or if a dog has severe plaque, because one of my business partners, the veterinarian, she took an instrument and just kind of scraped it and it came right off. Does not require any sedation. And not only that, remember that breath is going to kill me. Plaque control also has spearmint in it, which is another effective product in oral health. And that freshens the breath within 2 weeks. Client after client after client have told me that their dog's breath is fresh. There's no bad breath any longer. And the other thing that we notice, because we highly recommend when you use a product like this, you do a before and after picture. Because I want you to think about, if you didn't do that, you wouldn't probably remember what they look like as they are progressively getting better. So the inflammation in the gums, very often there is red inflammation in the gums. The inflammation goes down. The overall health of the dog's mouth is just completely reversed. And it takes, it's going to take a month, 2 months, up to 3 months to really see the total difference. But I think Arturo has something here that he wants to share.
Yeah, I just put that image up. I went in to try to find some images, and I can't make it that much. I can't make it bigger, but I think you can see it, and maybe you can refer to this. So this is week 3 versus week 6, showing the progress of using the product.
Right.
Yeah. So that's there. And then also here is the actual, whoops, that's not it. My bad. I'll come back to here. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
I'm
just wanted
sorry.
to show that picture if I could. Yeah.
I have a lot of pictures here,
Mhm.
a lot of before and afters, and I'll get them to you. And here's another thing. Some people say, well, should I give it to my dog when they're young? Well, I was part of the original trial of this product, and this really is a product that you cannot find elsewhere. And now there is Scandinavian sea kelp powder, and there's some few different things, but it's hard to use. Dogs don't like it. These are tasty chews. But anyway, I have when I did the trial. I was on the trial, and my dog was about 6 months old. No, about 9 months old, and I gave it to him every day, and I still give it to him every day. And why do I do that? Number one, I want that dog's teeth to stay clean and white ongoing. I never want to do a dental. However, even with puppies, the research has shown that it's safe to give puppies because the Scandinavian sea kelp will strengthen the enamel before the teeth even emerge. So it's good for strengthening of enamel. The overall health of the teeth and the mouth is the truth behind this plaque control, and it has definitely revolutionized dental health and dental cleanings. And depending on how old your dog might be, it is especially super valuable for a dog that cannot go under anesthesia. And there's plenty of them that can't.
Very cool. That is so helpful, and it makes sense. So what you're saying is the chew actually goes in and changes the chemistry ultimately of their saliva. So it really goes back to like this biochemical change in the body that is conducive to less plaque, and actually will remove the plaque ultimately.
Softens the plaque,
softens it up so it falls off, which is remarkable, which is why it takes time. So versus going and having something scraped off and then having it grow back because it's an unhealthy system, you're actually changing the system from its core by supplementing these whatever's in the chew that works right to balance that mouth chemistry basically in the saliva. So I think that's just amazing. It really is. I happened to see the picture she's talking about, and yeah, you can see a huge difference between like within 6 months, seeing complete transformation. Yeah.
Teeth are white.
Well, that's awesome. So I'm gonna put the link to that here in the comments because we didn't have that one handy. So let me just get that right here. And Kathleen, is there anything else you want to share about?
Well, I'd be curious what people are, what are people's stressors out there that they're, that keep them. I like to say, keep you up at night. I know one thing that'll keep you up at night is your dog licking their paws. I know that. That'll keep anybody up at night.
Right.
Or scratching themselves with their collar and the tags on. That'll keep you up at night too. Let's see. Well, here's another thing. And maybe I'm jumping onto something that maybe we don't even have time to talk about, but that would be an immune boost product. And maybe that's for another day because that's a pretty in-depth.
Yeah. I think what we can do is let's stop there. I think that was a really good bite, and we'll share some more pops for the rest of the 10 minutes of the show, and I just want to make sure people know where to get it. So I just put the link on the chat there, so you can see see that product and order it. And yeah, with Paw Tree, you get a 90-day money back guarantee. So if you don't see any improvement, you could get a refund. It is the greatest company we've ever worked with. They are completely, we vetted them, we visited their facilities. We know the sources of everything they get is legitimate and qualified. They've searched high and wide for that sea kelp, that Scandinavian sea kelp, which seems to be some magical stuff, which really works. So you can trust them, and I highly recommend it. So yeah, we'll be sharing about it on social media too, because I'm taking pictures of some of our older dogs, and we're going to show the progress of them getting better dental health with this
Yeah.
product.
Let me mention one thing. For those of you that are jumping on the link and ready to place an order, be sure and order based on your dog's weight. Here's why. We have it in every bit of it is in a 90-day supply. So depending on dog's weight, you'll be buying a 90-day supply. So because it really does take 90 days to truly see the real transformation. So you want to be sure that you buy, don't buy a one jar for a dog that's 65 pounds, because that it does not work. So I just want to mention that.
Awesome.
Be sure to take before and after pictures. And if there's a way to send them back to us in the show, we want to see them. I don't know if there is.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Kathleen. It's a joy to always have you join us and give us that awesome information. We're going to end the show with some puppies and carry on. And we'd love to have you back if you're willing to come back, and we'll keep sharing.
I'd love to. Thank you so much for asking me.
You're welcome. My pleasure. And have a wonderful afternoon. Thanks, Kathleen. Bye-bye. All right. So I didn't want to go too far without introducing you to Biggs O'Reilly. This boy is just an absolute love. Now, I don't favor dogs. I don't, you definitely, we give equal attention to everybody, but every now and then, these puppies come along that like strike that little heart chord, and you want to keep them for yourself. This guy has done that with me. He is the grandchild of my dog Whimsy, and he's just like her, and he's a snuggle bug times 500. Okay, this guy, he's the kind of guy you're gonna walk in the room, he's gonna be like sitting there sleeping back, chilling out, and then you'll go wake him up. Come on, Biggs. He'll be like, oh yeah, we going now? All right, let's go. And then he'll come happily and play with you and join with you. But will just be you can put him on your desk right next to you, and he'll just hang out and look at you and be part of the joy of the day. He is a total love. He's a small size. He's a silky. And oh my God, you just won't stop kissing the fella. So take a look at him. He's available on the site. Also, I wanted to remind you that we have this amazing water bottle. People are loving this. It's got two bowls, right? And you could unscrew them, and you could basically take a treat. You could take dog food. You could take anything you want in there. You could use the compartments to throw your keys in, or some vitamins you might want to take for the day. Anyways, the water bottle is killer. It is so good, and I've been enjoying it tremendously. This is Anahata's, like, she put this in there to make sure, because she does not like to clean a bottle that doesn't have a spout big enough to clean it. So it's got a nice big spout, and you got the lid where you can actually take this one off too, right, and drink from there. So you could drink while your dog is drinking. You're out for the day. You have enough water with you. You're doing good care. You feel good that you're all ready to have a good time with your dog. Also, I wanted to show you. Let me just show you this here. How do I do that? There we go. Now, this is one of Anahata's latest books, and I highly recommend it to everyone who has a pet. There are some really interesting stats, which I don't know off the top of my head, but a large number of dogs and pets die or get lost in emergencies, in natural disasters, and this will help you get ready. So, Anahata's been breeding for over 50 years, and what she's starting to transition into now is how to help families have great lives with their dogs and be well prepared. And this is one of the gifts she has put her attention on for you. So you can get this on Amazon, and it's just a great book. It actually comes with forms that will help. You just have all the forms ready to go. You fill out the information. It tells you exactly what to do to be best prepared. And then if a disaster does happen and you have to emergency evacuate your house, you're ready, and your dog's ready, your go bag's ready. It's like it's just part of being a responsible pet owner. So highly suggest you do that. And then one more fun thing to share with you guys, and I know Anahata wanted to share this with you, but whoops, wrong one. Let me see. Actually, I just have to switch the tab. So hold on. Where was that? Here we are. Let's see. There you go. Mr. White. So everybody knows about Mr. White who knows Anahata. Mr. White's been her loyal service dog for 15 years. He recently passed, and she is continuing on the memory of Mr. White by creating an AI dog that serves the dog families and dog people, anything dog related. We are training Mr. White with the greatest resource of information for helping dog families. It's a developing project right now. He's on X, so you can go find him and just search Mr. White AI Buddy, Mr. White AI Buddy, and you'll get to his X page, and you can literally ask him a question on X, right? And you just do at Mr. White, at his tag, at Mr. White AI Buddy, and he'll reply to you. So you can say, "Hey, Mr. White, my dog is itching his paws. You know, do you have any suggestion for that?" And he'll write you with a suggestion. So use the wisdom. He is behind him, obviously, is Anahata's brilliance and experience with 50 years of breeding, and she has been feeding, and we're working on feeding him all sorts of information using the new AI technology. So you'll love it, and he's super cool. His website's in development. She's going to show you that probably next week, but we'll be going live with a lot of his services soon. So making dog families making things easier for you so you can enjoy your life with your dog and keep them healthy and happy and get the best information available to you from real people who raise dogs, who care about dogs, who aren't in it just for trying to scrape billions of dollars off the market. So there you go. That is it for the show. I see Samantha's still here, and I just thank you so much again, Samantha. And how do I get that back here? Where's my main image? Here we go. There I am. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for joining. And if you're watching this after the show, please reach out to us, write us comments. Please follow our socials, whichever one you're on. We're going live every week. We're looking to add some more shows. We just haven't yet. But we want to give you really valuable content. We want to give you something that makes your day a little happier, and let you know about our beautiful puppies. So we'll see you next time. Mwah! Have a great one.